Hello, good evening. I am Ajit Kumar Jha, the editor of Public Global and CEO of Power Pixar. And today I want to focus on Bihar because Bihar faces an assembly election in November. And it's important to have a look at the state. And I'm calling it Bihar at crossroads. Uh, Let me start with a particular incident that happened just 2 days ago. And what was it? The incident? The incident was that Congress leaders Kanhaiya Kumar has been on a march recently in Bihar. In fact, I had made a video blog post on that. He has been marching all the way from Champaran. He went into Saharsa, and then he is planning to go all the way to northeast of Bihar, the areas of Purnia, Katihar. And from there, he will begin a southward journey to Patna, and the plan is that Rahul Gandhi, Congress sort of leader and the leader of the opposition, is going to join Kanhaiya Kumar, and this is basically the yatra that Kanhaiya Kumar started from Bitarva village, Bitarva ashram in Betia, where Gandhi had started his Champaran Satyagrah. So it's a historic, in a way, a historic yatra. And these days, as you know, yatras are very popular in Bihar. All the young leaders and the old leaders of Bihar are on a yatra. So let me first go back to this particular incident. And what was the incident? When Kanhaiya Kumar and his team of Congress workers, they entered the Durga temple of Mahisi village in Saharsa district, and they had their meetings, and Kanhaiya even did a puja there. In fact, the observers, reporters pointed out he put tilak and chandan and other things, and then he emerged out of it. Some miscreants over there, they might have been activists of a particular party, but they went and washed the entire temple, and that video of that went viral, and it has become a big issue. Now, the trouble is the reply that came from Congress party. In fact, I think Gyan Ranjan Gupta, who's a Congress spokesperson, his reply to that act of what I would call a criminal act, actually, he went ahead and said, and I'm quoting Gyan Ranjan Gupta, we want to know if only RSS and BJP supporters are pious people and the rest are untouchable. The act has disrespected the descendants of Lord Parusharam. Mind you, Parusharam, because Parusharam was supposed to be, uh, in a way, the descendant of, I would say, he was the angry god, uh, sort of the angry actor of the epics. So, and obviously the reference is to Kanhaiya's caste. Remember, Kanhaiya is a Bhumihar actually. So, and then he goes ahead, Gyan Ranjan goes ahead. Have we entered a new phase of ultra Sanskritization in which non BJP parties and supporters will be treated as quote unquote untouchables? Well, it was, I would call, a response, but I would characterize it as a response that is playing on the pitch of the Sangh Parivar, the BJP, because instead of sort of giving a better reply, according to me, would have been to connect the whole village, in this case, as I pointed out, um, of Saharsa. This is, by the way, a very, very famous village called Mahisi. Bangaon Mahisi is the name of this village. And why is this village where Kanhaiya entered the Durga Mandir? Why is it famous? Because this is a very important place of history in Bihar. Just like the Champaran Satyagraha, from where Kanhaiya started his sort of yatra, this is a very, very important sort of village in the intellectual history of Bihar. Why? Because Bangaon Mahisi is the village of Mandan Mishra. And who was Mandan Mishra? And Mandan Mishra, and by the way, his scholarly wife, Bharati, in fact, Ubhay Bharati, she is equally famous. And why are they equally famous? By the way, Mandan Mishra was a very famous Mimamsa philosopher. Mimamsa, by the way, if for those who know Indian philosophy, there are 6 schools of Indian philosophy, and the Mimamsa tradition was very powerful in Mithila, as well as the Advaita Vedanta. That was the other very sort of powerful tradition in Mithila. And what had happened there? A 42 days long debate had taken place in Bangaon Mahisi. Why? Because it was the site of Shastrarth, the famous philosophical debate site between Adi Guru Shankarachaya when he came northwards, and he was confronted by Mandan Mishra and by his wife, as I pointed out the name, Ubhay Bharati. In fact, initially, Ubhay Bharati was the impartial judge in this debate, and later the debate involved, Ubhay Bharati, who argued with Shankaracharya on the issue, on the questions of Kama Shastra. And in fact, Shankaracharya had to beat a retreat. He agreed that he lost the debate in front of both Ubhay Bharati and Mandan Mishra. This was the great confrontation of a philosopher all the way from Tamil Nadu, Adi Shankaracharya, very famous philosopher. He's known how he had revamped Sanatan Dharma. In fact, the entire new tradition in Sanatan Dharma, the one that we see in Varanasi and other places, the various sadhu groups you see, in the more muscular tradition, the intellectual basis of that was given by Shankaracharya. Now, why do I mention this? And by the way, this story is so popular in the whole of Mithila that if any of the actors in this debate had even bothered to talk to the local people, everyone tells you this story that the Mandan Dham, the Mandan Mishra Dham, which was so famous. Why? They put it in this little phrase, कि तोते भी संस्कृत में बात करते थे. Even the parrots would speak in Sanskrit. This is how rich the intellectual tradition of Mithila was, not only in Bangaon Mahisi, but all around the entire of North Bihar. Was, they had great tantric philosophers, they had great Vedic philosophers. All the it all started from Raja Janak and his darbar, and they had brilliant philosophers, some of whom challenged Manu, for example, Yagyavalkya, and the entire tradition there. I won't go into that because this is actually an analysis of a political situation. But the point I'm trying to make is the response to by the Congress party and the coverage by the news media. It lacks total a sense of history. It lacks, there is no connect between the powerful intellectual traditions that Bihar has had from, even before or from the time of Nalanda and other universities that dominated sort of Indian university system the Chinese philosophers would come to learn from them. That connect has totally been snapped, and the media has done a pathetic coverage. In fact, one or two videos that I heard on YouTube, they did not even pronounce the name of the village right, let alone knowing the fact that this was the great historical site. This was the site of that great intellectual debate. So, from here, let me go to this point that I was trying to make, that Bihar is at crossroads. Today, 6 months later, around about 6 months later, Bihar is going to have an election. And all the time, you see two things. A, you see that the older leadership, that which emerged from the Jayaprakash Narayan movement, namely Lalu Prasad Yadav, the RJD leader, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who has been Chief Minister of Bihar for almost 2 decades. Both of them came out of the BJP of the JP movement, and the other BJP leader, Sushil Modi, the Deputy Chief Minister who just passed away. He was one of the students of Patna University who also emerged from the JP movement. Ashwini Chaubey, I had just met him recently in Jaipur. He was also a president of Patna University Students' Union, former health minister in the Modi cabinet. He had also emerged from, he was also part of the JP movement. And I could go on and on. Several leaders of the BJP, they were all out of the JP movement. Former information and technology minister of the central government, and several of them. But the point I'm trying to make is most of them are in their 70s today. Lalu Prasad Yadav and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar are not in the prime of their health. In fact, we don't have to talk to doctors. Prashant Kishore, all he talks about these days is how sick Nitish Kumar is and how unfit he is to become Chief Minister of Bihar for the next time. In fact, that seems to be one point agenda of Prashant Kishore in all these long 1 hour dull, boring debates where he harangues and attacks the anchor, and the anchors just sit with him, most of them intellectual ciphers who have no idea of what has happened in Bihar. None of them asked hard questions, and he goes on throwing figures left, right, and center, telling you how his Suraj Abhiyan is now going to take over and Nitish Kumar will be over. He has been saying that since he has entered Bihar politics. So let me not talk about Prashant Kishore, but the other young leaders as well. Chirag Paswan, again, sort of parallels in a way Prashant Kishore's sort of line of attack against Nitish Kumar. None of these guys have the strength, none of these guys have the firepower to attack the BJP. In this case, of course, Chirag Paswan is an ally of the BJP, but their only attack is personal attack on Nitish Kumar. Now, let's move to more interesting younger candidates that are there. The RJD leader, especially the RJD leader, and Tejashwi Yadav. Now, Tejashwi Yadav, all of us know, is not very educated. He merely passed school level, of course, from DPS, was a great cricket player at one time, but entered into politics. He is a hard-working young man. Obviously, he needs intellectual vision. He needs a certain kind of what one would say credibility, because he's always compared to his illustrious father Lalu Yadav. And what comes in mind when people talk about him, they say, well, if he comes to power, we will again have the Jungle Raj. We will again have that period of 15 years between 1990 and 2005 when RJD ruled Bihar, when Bihar was seen as a place of crime, and at least there was no Vikas. Almost, the development of Bihar was standstill. The big change, of course, that Lalu Yadav brought about in Bihar was he changed the sociological character of the elite. The elite, which was largely dominated by upper castes, were replaced, and the OBC leaders sort of came to the forefront. Of course, one of the points of attack is that instead of OBC leaders, only the Lalu family came, Lalu Prasad family came, his daughter, his sons, his brother-in-laws, his wife. They are the ones who kind of cornered the entire politics of RJD, which is partly true. And that is why they were replaced by Nitish Kumar, who, of course, comes from also an OBC background, is an engineering graduate from Patna. He despite all his other weaknesses, to know Nitish Kumar's weaknesses, all you have to tune in is to Prashant Kishore's long sort of monologues about why he's a worthless person. But let me point out some of the strengths at least. And one strength is that in the last 20 years, if you look at Bihar, there has been some development. In fact, I just returned from Patna last 3 days ago, and what I saw, to my surprise, was that this new airport is coming up right behind the old airport in Patna, Jayaprakash Narayan Airport. It looks pretty impressive. I have not gone inside, but everyone is talking about it. It is to be inaugurated on 24th of next month, which is April. Prime Minister Modi is supposed to come to Patna to inaugurate it. If you look at the roads, the infrastructure of Patna, it sometimes, at times, you forget you are in Patna. At times, you think, am I in Gurgaon? Am I in Noida? Am I in Hyderabad? Because suddenly you find these over bridges, broad roads. Bailey Road, which is in a way, it was one of the main roads connecting Dagbangla Chauraha, and it sort of passes beside all these VIP areas and goes all the way further. That road has so many flyovers and so many side roads that I, who know Patna to some extent, I have been a student there, I have also worked as editor of the Times of India, Patna, I get lost over there. Then if you move into the rest of Bihar, you see a better infrastructure, better roadways, better connectivity. You see that Nal Jal scheme, which started, at least the pipes have gone into every household, or majority of the households. So you have some drinking water, fresh drinking water. Then there are other changes that have taken place. Everyone is talking about how makhana, one of these so-called healthy crops, super food that everyone is talking about. They have made a board for makhana, and now makhana is being exported. Similarly, other things are happening. You see a lot of, at one time, all the fishes we would eat in Bihar would actually get imported from Telangana. Today, you have lots of pisciculture. The government has been giving funds to farmers to begin, little ponds where they grow fishes. So there has been a silent transformation in Bihar, and I think Nitish Kumar has been on the forefront. Now, of course, there are lots of problems, and the problems are in the sectors of education. Education is a real letdown. And as I said, one example I gave, that this entire Mahisi Bangaon kind of story that I started with, look at the fact that the entire media of Bihar, no one has mentioned that this village is famous for Mandan Mishra, and this entire sort of 42 days long debate between Adi Shankarachaya. Had the Congress party taken this issue up and hit the BJP with it, would have been a better answer to the BJP brand of, or let's say the Sangh brand of what they call communal politics of Hindutva. But instead, they began with Parusharam batting on the same pitch, as I would argue, that the BJP has created for themselves. So let me end by saying that Congress has made some positive moves. They have appointed Rajesh Kumar and MLA from Kutumb, 2 times MLA from Kutumb as the Bihar unit chief, or the Bihar Pradesh Congress Committee chief. He has replaced Akhilesh Singh, the former BPCC chief. And what is one big message that has gone? Akhilesh Singh was a Bhumihar. Rajesh Kumar is a scheduled caste. A scheduled caste replaces uh, Akhilesh Singh, a Bhumihar leader. Akhilesh Singh had some strength. After all, he had made Congress more visible. If you look at the 2015 and the 2020 elections, he had done a heavy bargaining with Lalu Prasad Yadav in getting almost about 70 seats for the Congress, out of which the Congress had won close to 19 or 20. But the big change taking place now is because the district Congress committee chiefs, 65%, according to one estimate, were Bhumihars under Akhilesh Singh. Now that is being replaced. So the Bhumihar base of Congress, which some people argued that more of the upper caste, in this case Bhumihars, were with the BJP. So why have them as the leader of all the district Congress committees? So they are now being phased out, and under the leadership, let's say, of a new leadership of Krishna Alavaru, who has been brought from Karnataka as to revamp the Congress. Kanhaiya Kumar in this case, and Kanhaiya Kumar, remember, is a NSUI chief. Krishna Alavaru is a youth Congress chief, but the Congress seems to be under their leadership, run by Rahul Gandhi directly, and they have been trying to revamp the Congress in the agenda of Rahul Gandhi, which is the Mandal agenda, caste survey. They are trying to redirect the party. The new strategy is to do an outreach towards the most backward castes, the scheduled castes, the Muslims. So it's a very big vote bank. 20% of Bihar is now Dalit, scheduled caste, according to the new survey. About, I would say, 15%, 14 to 15% would be minorities. 15% are Yadavs, which is largely with the RJD. So are the minorities. So if Congress is able to make a headway inside the most backward caste, the scheduled caste, a section of the OBCs, with this new outreach of Rahul Gandhi, a caste survey, and if the new rhetoric of Congress, Palayan Roko, Nokri Do, unemployment and stop out migration of the youth, if that works, and if the alliance, India alliance between the Congress, the RJD, and the left parties end up becoming a robust alliance, then I would argue that the NDA, led by JDU, BJP, and the other smaller parties of Chirag Paswan and others, would be in for a shock in November 2025. Let me end here. Thank you very much.